Hello and welcome to Comics Solving Problems. I'm Stephen Allen.
And I'm Eric McElroy. Good evening.
Hello. It's the Thursday night episode of it. We're ready to sort out the problems in the world, one at a time. It might take us a while because we don't have necessarily a good, successful hit rate, but it's more about the jokes that we land on the way. That's really the moral of this story. If you have any comments that you'd like to send to us, the message boards are going to be open. You can tweet us. That's on screen as well. Send us any problems. We'll get into that. But I think we can all agree the world is filled with problems that we can find in the news. We will have a look at these problems. You're in the right company. We're probably going to get this stuff sorted. That's what we like. Before we kick into getting into the first story, get yourself subscribed to the YouTube. That's not a bad piece of advice for most people. Also, you could spread the word, share the link. Wherever you're watching this now, there's probably, unless you're doing that fancy thing of slinging it to your TV, you could slinging it. You could send it wherever you can send it. So share it on social media, whether you're watching this on Twitter, on Twitch, or Facebook or YouTube are the main ones.
Yeah,
with all of that, look, it's already busy in the message boards. Exquisite says that Trump is a problem. I imagine we might be getting onto that soon.
Yeah.
Evening guy says Chris, you could have had a shave, says Exquisite. Nah, it's too many problems.
Too many problems. Yeah, and actually, this hasn't happened for a while, Steve. If you're watching us on a television or any device you're watching us on, you can send us a picture of what you're watching us on, and where you're watching us. As long as you've got most of your clothes on, that's fine. Send that to us on one of the social medias. That's fun.
I've got a picture of us on a TV if you'd like to see it.
Oh,
yeah.
Let's see.
Let's bring in product cam for this.
Product cam.
There's my phone.
Bringing it. There it is. Look at that.
That's us on a TV.
On the telly.
Slightly
Probably on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, it was on Amazon Prime.
We're on Amazon Prime as well. Special recap. Anyway, right. So yes, we've got chock full. I mean, we're chock full. I mean, one of the big problems we've been dealing with a lot in the show, and we will continue to deal with because tis the season for another month and a bit, is how do you elect a president? I'm open to suggestions, Steve, because the way it's currently going in the U.S. is kind of a mess right now. I know having a president isn't really your thing, but I mean, normally what you do, you have a process that's been going on since back in Kennedy-Nixon, is you have a debate. You got two candidates, you have a moderator, they ask questions, they speak to each other, they talk about the issues of the day. We had one of those on Tuesday night, Wednesday morning here in the UK, and it started by looking like a normal debate. It looked like it's got the things it needs to have. We've got an image of it here. You've got the two gentlemen. You've got the moderator in the middle. They're standing at lecterns. They're ready to go at it. They've got the stars on the carpet. It's very important in America. Got to make sure there's flags everywhere in case you forget. Then you don't want to think you're in Canada. God forbid. But I want you, that image there, because they cut to that shot a lot throughout the evening. Just to the left of Chris Wallace. Zoom in a little bit there. What is that? What is that lingering there in the darkness? It was kind of spooky that was there. I mean, the person was just there, and all you could see was the blonde hair and the light skin. And it made me, I mean, most of the time, I'll be honest, I watched the debate like this. I see dead people. It was so scary. What's going on? Prop work. Now, the debate, the only thing that was normal about the debate, other than the haunted woman being there, was that initial image. I mean, it took about 10 minutes for the whole thing to go completely off the rails. I think this clip here we've got is about the 10 to 12 minute mark. Got just a sample of what the whole evening was like.
Chris,
You're
that was the
debating
worst
him,
part
not
of
me.
Obama.
Let me ask my question.
Well, I'll ask Joe. The individual mandate was the most unpopular aspect of Obamacare. I got rid of it.
I'd like you
and we
to,
will protect
Mr.
people
President,
with
I'm the
pre-existing
moderator of this
conditions.
debate.
I mean, that's the way it pretty much went the whole time. Trump was speaking over. They were all speaking over each other. Trump mostly doing most of the speaking over. He was arguing with the moderator more than he was arguing with the person he was actually campaigning against. I mean, it's a bad point in 12 minutes in to an hour and a half debate where the moderator has to be like, I'm the moderator here. Like, what the hell? You just see Chris Wallace. It's like, what is going on, right? Now, what I love is there were a number of shots of Biden looking like this. He's just got a look on his face where he's like, that is the look of a man thinking, I'm going to be the next president. He's thinking about, let's see, what am I going to do with the carpet in the Oval Office? Am I going to change the colors up a little bit? I mean, I would imagine it needs a deep clean because there's probably a lot of orange stains everywhere. That makeup doesn't stay on all the time, right? Now, there were a lot of things that people have highlighted out of the debate. One of them, I'm going to give credit to Trump for one thing, because he talked about the issue of COVID-19 and wearing a mask, and he said something that he doesn't always say.
Questioning I think masks are okay. You have to understand, if you look, I mean, I have a mask right here. I put a mask on, when I think I need it.
He's lucky he went into the right pocket, because if he was reaching over here, he'd be like, "Oh, I got a condom just in case you need it." Over here. Oh, what else I got? Oh, here's a. Oh, yep, got my roofie. Yep, I'm ready. Got everything. Mask. All the things that you need when you're president of the United States, because you can do whatever you want. Now, the most talked about moment of the night, what's become the most controversial, of course, was when Trump essentially refused to condemn white supremacists. And it's the biggest takeaway probably from the debate. Here's the actual moment where it happened.
I'm willing to do anything. I want to see peace.
Then do it, sir.
Say it. Do it. Say it. You want to call him? What do you want to call him? Give me a name. Give me a
white
name.
Supremacists and
who would you like me to condemn?
White supremacists and
Proud Boys. Stand back and stand by. But
there's a lot to unpack there. First off, again, Biden just going, go on, say it. I know you can't say it because you're racist. I know you can't, right? And then Trump's like, okay, fine. Who do you want me to? I mean, when you have to ask, when someone says, could you condemn white supremacy? And you're like, well, who do you mean? I'm thinking of so many of my friends. I'm thinking of my family. I'm thinking of my wife. We were big supporters of the birther movement. I mean, I'm not going to condemn myself. I mean, you got to be more specific. Could you pick someone? I mean, Eric Jr. or Don Jr., I'll throw him under the bus. So they finally fixated on the Proud Boys. Now, the Proud Boys are a white supremacist group. They're kind of like KKK 2020. Okay. If the KKK could use Insta, it'd be the Proud Boys. Woo! Proud Boys! Now, when he said this, not stand down, he said stand by, right? Now, they immediately, the Proud Boys were watching this, and they were all over social media. They embraced it. Here's their reaction.
All wings report in.
Red 10 standing by.
Red 7 standing by.
Red 3 standing by.
Red 6 standing by. Good night.
Quite like that. Now, other than the remarkable racism of the president that came out of the debate, there was a lot of name calling on all sides. And I mean, I was enjoying Biden's name calling a little bit more than Trump's, because Trump's famous for doing it, but Biden was getting in there. Here's an example of just one of the things that Biden called Trump.
It's hard to get any word in with this clown. Excuse me, this.
Hey, let me just say to you.
Yeah. Now, he called him a clown, but I realize that wasn't an insult. I realize that this is probably because this is why Trump struggles to walk sometimes, especially down ramps and things, because actually these are the shoes he was wearing during the debate.
Honk, honk.
That's why his face is so orange. He's just, rather than the red nose.
It's all the makeup.
It's just all the
makes
makeup.
sense, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Now, Trump also got in on some of the name calling as well. Here he is.
Excuse
number
me,
one.
Chris. Wait.
Number two.
Chris.
Number three.
They said it would take. No, you were number two.
No.
Call him a number two. What is he, 5 years old? Plus, we all know Trump prefers number one.
Oh, yeah. Cost more.
Golden showers. Little golden showers. I mean, the debate really didn't do anything for anyone. I mean, it did, I'd say, it did give Biden the chance to say something that we've all wanted to say to Donald Trump.
Will you shut up, man? Listen, who is on your...
I think the majority of Americans who voted not for Donald Trump the first time and are hopefully not going to vote for him again, shut up, man. Just shut up.
Have they made T-shirts yet of that? Because
I'm sure,
if not, can we put that on our merch store?
I mean, he's also called him Putin's puppy, which was a clip that didn't make it into this recap. Yeah. He called him a racist. He said, shut up. He said, hush, I think, or shush at one point. I mean, it was pretty, I mean, we've all been a little bit worried about Biden being able to hold his own. And Trump's done a very good job of saying, 78 years old, you've lost a step. But I mean, he was very effective. I mean, he looked at camera, he spoke to people. Even when Trump was attacking him over his son, who's had drug problems. He just turned to the camera, Biden did, and very effectively was like, this is about your family. And so, he demonstrated that he's not a psychopath.
Yeah. What a low bar to have to jump over.
It's a very low bar, but it's one that I'm hoping we might be able to say about the next president of the United States.
Yeah, I mean, I saw a bit of it. I was disappointed because basically, so they do the split screen thing. Two blokes with split screen ranting about, disagreeing with each other. They nicked our act.
Yeah, they even have a Ko-fi link.
Yeah. I bet Donald actually does. He'll need it because of the tax.
Yep.
Speaking of which, right, let's get some of the comments going over here.
Yes. And if you want to subscribe, we've got the subscription link we can put up there. Let me just see here. Can I see? Oh, yeah.
Exquisite says, can we talk about Trump's lack of cash? The IRS want to get him. That's why he's got to stay being president, isn't it? I didn't realise. It's one way out for me in my tax issues.
It also keeps him out of jail because they don't bring charges against a sitting president at the federal level. So that's a big part of it. Climate
expiry date that had, because he famously doesn't always use them. Let's put it that way.
Yep.
That's one of the
only
reasons.
when he's with adult workers. I mean, why would you? Because they're professionals.
Right. Oh God. It's like when you order meat from the deli in Asda. They got the gloves on. Yeah. And Navman says when he called Trump a clown, he was really going for the juggler.
Oh.
Very good. Very good.
Buy yourself a drink, sir. Buy yourself a drink.
Speaking of which, we'll pop the mention on there.
Anthony said, I think the biggest concern is how is Trump going to steal the election or refuse to leave? Yes, that is a problem. Luckily, I still wonder. Well, I think he's going to refuse to participate in any further debates because he did so badly in this one. He hasn't realized it yet. And then eventually, what they're going to do is they're just going to, because there's a bunker at the White House, and they're just going to they're going to add a replica of the Oval Office, and they're just going to put him in there.
Genius. He
Just
wouldn't
say,
know.
we're refurbishing the current Oval Office. Put him down in there. He doesn't like to go outside anyway, so just shift him in, and then slowly just move things on. Put repeat Fox News on.
Yeah.
Special channel just for him.
You wouldn't know.
And he'll never know.
In the same way that they fake the moon landings, you could fake the TV thing. I've often thought there is no way that the nuclear button's plugged in for him.
No.
No, because he must have pressed it 5 times now, and he's like, maybe next time. Yeah. I think him, because he keeps talking about how it's already rigged. The election is rigged because of the mail-in voting. And I kind of understand that. Because whenever I do a stand-up comedy gig, if I turn into the room and notice the lighting's not quite right or the sound's not, you need to get your excuse in early. There is nothing worse than a gig where if I don't get a laugh, it's my fault. So when I lose, to make this metaphor work, I'd say, it's the lights, isn't it? So he's already got that in, that when he doesn't get enough votes, he can moan about the fact that it's the postman who don't like him.
Yeah, and we all know it's lack of material.
For both of us, yeah. Fair enough. If you're enjoying the show enough where you'd be like, I'll buy these guys a drink, find the link, it's somewhere near the stream, it would be very much appreciated, what with Rishi not giving us enough money, and keep the messages coming wherever you're watching them. Should we take a pause before we get back to more Trump and keep some Trump messages coming through?
Yeah.
There's another problem.
What? There's other problems in the world?
Yeah, I'm going to go back to some COVID stuff because I want to talk about the problem of role models giving us bad examples that's making the world a worse place. And the reason I mention this is because students, there you go, 200 students packed in to doing some raving, as cases saw. That's 200 students at Coventry University. That's a bunch of people not understanding the concept of being sent to Coventry. It means you're meant to be on your own. But look, because these young, you can see they're raving. You can tell they're students. They're holding phones, and it's terrible. And look, I get annoyed by that news story because I can see why young people think, well, I'm not likely to die from it, so blow a whistle, throw some shapes, and that's like a driver saying, well, it's not often the driver who dies when they hit a pedestrian, so brum brum. No, it's about saving other people. And actually, I'm glad I mentioned cars. So often you hear cars used as the example for why we shouldn't be doing as much lockdown. Yeah. Like, people die on the road every day and we don't ban driving. No, but we do put a lot of restrictions in. There's loads of them. You have a speed limit. You have to stick to the road. There's a good one. You can't just go driving through a shopping centre. You have to do MOTs. There are so many restrictions to keep it in place. And we do that willingly because it saves lives. We should do the same with coronavirus. And in many ways, they're quite similar, because no one minds wearing a seatbelt, and a seatbelt's actually more restrictive than wearing a mask. And you're also not allowed to drive your car into a group of 6 or more people.
True.
So, look, I'm glad I got that out there. That's been bothering me for ages, all the anti-maskers doing their car thing. But, so all these students are following someone who's setting a bad example. We know how impressionable young people are. Who possibly could be setting the scene badly? Oh, it's Boris Johnson's dad. Front page of the Mirror today. When's your dad getting a fine? He's not. The news broke earlier. They're not going to investigate this at all. He was not wearing a mask. But for political balance that you'll always find here on Comic Solving Problems, Jeremy Corbyn's the front page of The Sun today. It's a dinner party with 9 people, because one of them's the photographer there. And look, it's not the first party that's been made worse by him being part of it. But it's difficult, isn't it? They're breaking the rules, and it does seem like one rule for them, one rule for the rest of us. If we did any of those, we'd be getting a fine straight away. And it's not right. We should give them some credit. They've not tried to come up with some BS about it being an eye test. But actually, I would rather they tried to come up with a flim-flam excuse. Put some work in, because they've both just apologised and they'll get away scot-free. And I say no. Stanley, if you want to go in a shop without a mask, find a loophole. You're allowed to go into a restaurant without a mask. So if you want to go into a shop without one, take a 3-course meal with you. Put some effort in. Corbyn, you want to have a dinner party with more than 6 people, say you're on the lookout for a grouse. It's allowed then, and if suddenly one turns up, oh, there it is on the table right in front of him.
There you go.
He's not going to kill it. He's a vegan, but it's it's the thought that counts, isn't it? So as much as we can get really upset and angry about all of these bad role models, I wanted to find a positive thing to do on the show, and we found a role model, a celebrity, who has said a nice thing. John Bon Jovi was interviewed on Sky News, and he says a corona mask is a fashion accessory. It's not a sacrifice. It's not that hard. Finally, someone talking sense. I've got a clip from the interview. Here's what he said.
You have a little piece of cloth on your nose. It's not a big deal. It's not a great sacrifice.
Yeah, doesn't matter what you look like. And if anyone is an expert on realizing it doesn't matter what you look like, it's a man who had a mullet all the way through the 90s, far longer than you should have had. So
what's wrong with a mullet?
He's done it. John Bon Jovi has said, wear a mask. But then, to be fair, he also once said, your love is like bad medicine. Bad medicine is what I need. Whoa, 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 shake it up just like bad medicine. There ain't a doctor that can cure my disease. So should we really trust him on medical issues?
I wasn't expecting that. I mean, I kind of knew.
Yeah, you can see the joke, but it's the pointless effort that goes into it that no one expects. It's a Thursday show. This happens on every time we do a Thursday show. I spend about 2.5 hours at least on one bit, and the rest is just like, crap, I better stick that in front of a camera.
That was the bit you spent 2 hours on?
It's flipping... I'm the backing singer in there as well. You realise I multi-tracked it. I took the karaoke version and I ended up being the backing singer. Right, some messages.
Oh my God, I'm going to buy you a drink for that.
Chris says method singing. Method sing. We've never done method singing.
No, and we won't ever do it again. That was terrible.
I got a spare 2.5 hours.
That was truly awful.
I was singing the tonic an octave above. There was a tonic the octave below, and I think one of the voices was hitting a fifth. But
I need a fifth after watching that.
Mark says the Masked Singer 2021, Steve. People have tried to put me forward for Strictly because I danced in Tuesday's episode, and we've just done some singing in tonight's episode. So give it about a day and a half until I cry that none of these two things have gone viral again. I wonder why I'm wasting my time.
I enjoyed that too much. What else have we got in here? One of Jeremy Corbyn's guests looks a touch pale. Well, that's because they're vegan, Chris. That's fine. Although
we can go back to the picture, if I can remember where it is.
He looks pretty miserable anyway, but he never fucking looked happy, did he? Oh, that the one without the grouse. I mean, they all look awful.
Is it the one at the back who looks a bit pale? Yeah,
I guess
the weirder thing is Invisible Man there has been invited along.
Yeah. What? So is it? Oh, it's just insane.
Yeah. One rule for them, another rule for another.
We didn't even get to talk about. I don't think we're talking about this later. The MP who tested positive and then took a train into London, and then she took the test, was feeling better, so she took the train into London, got the positive when she was in London, and I thought, the best thing for me to do, take a train back home again.
These people are geniuses. They're in charge. That's the worry.
Boy, glad they're in charge of Brexit as well. What could go wrong?
Yeah. Stephen Leatherdale says, I think we should all think of clown names for the president ready for his post-White House career. Trumpo the clown is brilliant straight out the bat. That's good.
Trumpo. Right, and Chris has tweeted a picture of watching us on some sort of screen there.
Okay, I can try and see if we can show that on Product Cam.
Let's see what other browsers he's got open, see if there's anything dodgy there. No, you look all right, Chris. You planned that ahead of time. And thank you, Chris, who's bought us a drink as well. And for everyone else that has done so, we very much appreciate that, because I did do a live gig last night, but that's the only one for coming up for a few weeks.
Yeah.
So, there we go.
Hard times.
Right. Are we caught up?
Yeah, all caught up.
Ready?
22 minutes past. I think let's jump in and do another problem.
Yes. Going back to the U.S., still reflecting on the whole problems of the presidential debate. And the problem actually is, how do you react to a debate like that? I mean, I'm still processing the whole thing. I watched it live. I watched it again in preparation for the show today. I've watched it twice. I mean, people right after it happened. We'll try and give some balance here. This was some of the immediate reaction right after the debate.
Well, that was a hot mess inside a dumpster fire, inside a train wreck.
That's a very descriptive, I mean, imagine his bedside chat. I mean, his sexy chat.
Why would there be a dumpster on a train?
I mean,
no wonder it crashed.
Maybe
someone had set fire to it, but who puts a dumpster on a train?
You would think. I mean, to be fair, that was maybe too many words. Here's a much more succinct view of the debate.
I'm just going to say it like it is. That was a shit show.
She said that on live national television, but it's cable, so it's okay.
Yeah. What is a shit show, by the way? Because I know what a dog show is. It's not like that,
this one?
Is it?
No.
Best in show. Nice coat.
It's not this one, hopefully. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, it's a show with number twos, which Donald Trump called Joe Biden.
Code 2.
This is how I felt after watching the debate.
Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
That's what Trump wants anyway. But even conservatives weren't necessarily on board with the whole debate. We've got the massive tool reaction from Tucker Carlson on Fox News.
It's his tone that rattles people. Trump could make a wine list sound menacing.
I'm going to show you today. I got the Merlot. I got the Cabernet Sauvignon. What are you going to drink, motherfucker?
I think the most evil wine would be the Pinot Noir.
Oh, he scared me when you said that.
Yeah.
Jesus. Now, so that was the press reaction. What about, there are apparently some people who were undecided in this race. So CNN had a few together. I think this was CNN. Or was it? Yeah, this was CNN. And this was how they had some undecideds watch the debate live, and then they asked them who the winners are. Here's the result.
Was there a clear winner from this group? And let me do a quick show of hands, if you will.
Show of
Who
hands?
in this group, raise your hand if you thought Joe Biden won the debate.
Wow. One
person, okay.
One person.
Show of hands
Jeez.
if you thought Donald Trump won the debate.
Yes. Oh, two hands? One hand half up? Oh, who would have thought a bunch of people who've called themselves undecided can't decide who won the debate they just watched? I mean, those are the kind of people that you don't want to have to be trying to choose a restaurant with.
Give them a wine list. They would be terrified.
You know, it's like when you're with a big group of people and you're like, where do you guys want to go tonight to eat dinner? And like, I don't know. And then you end up walking around and looking at all the menus. Fucking hell. But of course, I mean, nothing matters more in the world than Donald Trump. So, of course, we go to Twitter to see how Donald felt he did. And this is what he said. I won the debate big, based on the compilation of polls, etc. Thank you. I don't know what polls he's looking at, because all the polls that were taken right after the debate said that he lost. So basically, we can know that if he said he won the debate, that means he lost, because he does lie. It's the projection, essentially. His tweets are all about saying the exact opposite of what's actually happened.
Yeah. And also, big is an adjective, not an adverb. But I feel that it really is a side issue. Not the biggest problem with Donald Trump, is it?
Yeah, that's the biggest problem, is his use of the English language. I mean, we all get a little covfefe every now and then. But we know that Trump didn't win. But to be honest, Biden didn't win. The American people didn't win. Democracy didn't win. Civilized debate didn't win. There was only one winner. And the winner is... There he is, Vlad. Look at that. That fish is the American democracy, and he is going to roast it. Wow. So,
happy times for your home nation. You're loving it. All right, we've got some more messages coming through. They used to be indecisive, but now they're not really sure now. I love that joke. My dad used to do that joke all the time. Flipping love it. And let's move down. Oh, what's a shit show? Jeremy Kyle. That's true.
Yeah, back in the day.
Just coming through. Also, Sue has messaged on, I think it's Facebook, and I think it's off the back of my singing, because she did the emoji that does that.
Rock on. Bon Jovi. Yeah, don't ever sing again on the show.
It's happened before. It's better than when I did, and the clip's still available on the YouTube channel, the Prisoner Cell Block H theme tune. We did a Bryan Adams song, a Prisoner Cell Block H theme tune.
That was better, though. That was better.
What?
Today was... it was terrible.
That might have been... that's what I was aiming for. Anthony says, so just agreed to do a Synexus COVID-19 vaccination test, but I can't find out any details about it. Have I made a mistake? I've never heard of it. Was it funded by a Nigerian prince on an email?
Yeah. Is it the one that Russia said they had already?
Oh, yeah. What happened with that? I thought they had a...
well, they gave it to the leader of the opposition, and he ended up in a hospital in Germany. Be careful, Anthony.
That explains it. Shades of North say the last compilation of polls that Trump saw was in a nightclub and had a lady dancing on it.
That's a good one.
You're doing well today. Yeah, thank you for all these.
You guys have got some good ones tonight. Okay, right. Well, the subscription link is there, so do subscribe if you haven't already. And I think do we have one more problem to solve, Steve?
Yeah, I'm going to jump on your bandwagon because, look, I know there are many other stories to try and talk about. I almost ended up talking about the fact that from today in the UK, we've banned plastic cotton buds and stirrers. And it's big time. It's big news. I mean, admittedly, everywhere outside is covered with discarded disposable face masks. It looks like a light blue autumn out there. But yay, stirrers, well done. But no, so we're not going to talk about that. I want to have my little take on what annoyed me the most about your home nation's presidential debate.
Okay.
It's the talky overiness. I can't stand it. Oh, have mute buttons or something, or split the chat. Because my brain can't do it. I can't listen to two people talking at once without my brain tries to listen to both. I can't tune out. And it is rude and it doesn't help in any way to achieve any of it. So to find out more whether this is a problem that we have to face forever, or if there's something we can do about it, I'm joined on the line by an expert in debating. Hello.
Hello.
So it's not a very good way to debate, is it?
No, I think it's a great system.
But if you have...
Because if two people are talking at once, then we can get twice as much said all at the same time.
Excuse me, can I just finish?
Yes.
Okay. If you've got two people talking and you want to hear what they have to say, then the problem is you don't
but
get
it simply
any
becomes more efficient. And actually, you're wrong in saying that. You're presuming that anyone's listening to you in the first place. And I don't think they are. Besides, you should be grateful for this because most of the time when you do a sketch, when you talk to yourself, you have to spend all afternoon learning the timings like you're some sort of actor. So I think that actually makes it better. And what, did you use the word smart?
What?
I've seen how you dress. Never use the word smart near me, Steve. I think I win.
Right, that's the end of this interview is over. That's as bad. That's effectively what you had.
Yep.
Neither me nor me in that other screen was pretending that we were going to end up being the person running for president. And yet those people, oh my days, it was real. So that stressed me out.
Yep.
And there was issues of, was Joe Biden wearing an earpiece? You can see this is what an earpiece looks like. It's fairly obvious. But what were the other conspiracy theories? Oh, yeah, the drugs tests. Performance-enhancing drugs. The question was, is Joe Biden on Adderall? Well, the two of them, which do you think is more likely to be taking drugs on Adderall? So what I did is, I promised you earlier on I'd do this. I Googled, these are genuine side effects from taking Adderall.
Okay, so we can see who if it's more Biden-y or more Trump-y.
Yeah. So I'm going to show you them on Product Cam. I've printed them out down here. Let's see if we can.
Are we selling Adderall now? Is that why we have Product Cam?
Yeah, let's bring them into the screen this way. So sleeping difficulties. I can't work out which way I meant to turn it right. There it is. It's harder than it looks. This sleeping difficulties. That's probably Donald Trump because he's tweeting in the middle of the night.
Yeah, he stays up all night watching Fox News, doesn't he?
Constipation. Twitter from the shitter. He's tweeted from their loads, so that's likely. What's that one? Inability to concentrate. Halfway through a sentence, he just goes off on it. Paranoia. Yeah. The election is already rigged. The postmen have got it in for me. Irritability. Wow, definitely. Hallucinations. You should put some. People tell me that you put a UV light up your bum and it will totally get rid of it. We should look into that in like 1 minute.
Yeah.
Lethargy and fatigue is the other one. I really can't work out. I should have mirrored the screen. Lethargy. Seeing him walk down a ramp. There's a good one. Aggression. Aggression, mood swings, and what's the final symptom? Actually, maybe Donald Trump's not actually. It's probably not, is it?
No, must not be.
Yeah, it's
because just that one that wipes out the rest.
Yeah, it's probably he's not. Yeah. He's not got much of that. He's not got much of that.
Yeah, maybe not offsetting all that other stuff with binge eating, Happy Meals, and KFC buckets.
That picture of his ass in that tennis gear makes me know there is no weight loss caused by drugs. So, anything else coming up in the message boards as well? Let's get some of this on.
Let's see.
If anyone is on enhancing drugs, it'll have to be Trump. Baraka is orange. Do you know what? That's a good point.
And you like a little Baraka, don't you, Steve?
I have Barakas every day. I'm full of vitamins, and if as a user of Baraka, I'll tell you it does have one physical effect. And if Donald Trump gave Baraka to the Russian ladies in the Russian hotel, that explains why he's so orange.
Oh man, that's good to know.
Solved another one.
I've never Barakaed.
Summer of 2020 had a real instrument in it as well. Yes, when I performed, I actually played the guitar on the thing. Where's the money in the pot? I did some singing tonight. What? I'm effectively busking, aren't I? I'm now singing, just going, spoon and change, please.
That would probably make us more money, to be honest.
Yeah, fair play.
Yeah.
Are we up to date with the messages as well?
I think we are, yeah.
Forget debates, do some MMA, is what Exquisite Tenderness was saying. I mean, I know what you mean with that, but it would just break my heart, wouldn't it, to see those two old men fighting like flipping people in a post office queue. It's depressing. Any more messages coming through? We're up to date
all the messages there. I think we're up to date. So, well, we've got next week is going to be the vice presidential debate, which is going to be so boring that if you are awake at 2 a.m., you can sleep through it. It's going to be the polar opposite of everything that we've had this week because it's Mike Pence who makes vanilla ice cream look flavorful.
It's the finest of the flavors. How is that going to happen? Because doesn't he have a personal rule that he can't be in a woman? He can't. That's wrong. He can't be in a room with a woman without his wife there.
She'll be under the podium.
All right, good. I'm going to say because he's up against a woman.
Yep, he'll be keeping him honest, being a good Christian lady, just down below the podium.
Chris in the message board has just said, Stephen Allen, you make as much money out of music as I do at the moment. That's fair. Yep. Yeah. Live entertainment is on its bum.
We are in trouble. So we'll be back on Tuesday next week at 9 o'clock in the UK or whatever time it is wherever you are. We've already said if you enjoy it, share the show. The shows go up online. You can watch all the past episodes, little clips of them we put up as well. You can subscribe and tell people about it. And if you like what we're doing, you think, I'd buy those guys a drink. I mean, obviously not walk up to them in the pub because, we don't know you and you're not in our bubble. But you could do it on an app and send it to our table. That's a way to do that.
That's effectively what you do. Yeah, find the link near the stream. It would be very much appreciated if you could chuck some coins in our begging pot after all the singing, after all. Because at some point when John Bon Jovi sues us, we're going to need all the money.
Yep, that's going to definitely get taken down.
That's true. It'll be interesting to see if it does. And Amazon, keep searching for us on Amazon Prime. Slightly different versions of episodes are going to go up at various timings. We'll give you more information on that. At some point, we're going to start plugging Patreon, but you could you could subscribe to our channel now, become a follower of it. We're on there as well.
We'll maybe do some merch. Let us know what kind of merch you'd like, because that's apparently a Patreon thing. Comic solving problem dildos. I don't know, what should we go for?
Look, I think if we went for comic solving problem dildos, it would be those words and a picture of us two on the page. And we get enough nasty comments without writing our own. Yeah. I do think a T-shirt with a picture of Donald Trump from the debate and the "Shut up, man" with our logo on it would
that might be good.
That'd sell well.
Condom, official.
Yes.
Comic solving problems. I mean, this is actually a wet wipe.
Well, don't use that as a condom. I mean, it prevents the COVID, but I'm not sure it's semen secure.
One way to find out.
Oh, God. Okay. Well, on that note,
join us next Tuesday. Catch up online. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Eric McElroy.
I've been Stephen Allen. Till then, bye.
Bye.